Now for the overheads, I have decided to experiment a little bit to let you hear really what you can get out of different stereo microphone techniques. And in order to do so, over here we have 3 different stereo microphone techniques: coincident pair and spaced pair. The first one is an XY configuration, and to use this I'm using 2 Neumann KM 184. They have a cardioid pattern, and what these 2 KM84 are seeing, it's the exact representation of my kit. As a matter of fact, this microphone is gonna, like with a flashlight, being able to capture this part of the kit, and this other microphone, this other part of the kit. I have positioned it so that the null point or the back of the microphones and the 2 capsules are facing straight at the center of where the rim shot of the snare drum almost meets the kick drum. This technique is phenomenal because it has great mono compatibility. It helps you also to stabilize and to make and to capture a very good representation of the kit. Along with that, I'm using a spaced pair using 2 ribbon microphones. I'm using 2 ribbon microphones first of all because my cymbals are very bright, so given the frequency response of ribbon microphones, I'm kind of like attenuating a little bit more the harshness of the kit. And also because giving the low frequency kind of like boost of ribbon microphone, this microphone techniques is gonna allow me to pick up a lot of the low end from the drums. Now, the way I use them is in spaced pair. Spaced pair means that I'm gonna have a completely left side of the drums and a complete right side of the drums. So if you're aiming to kind of like make your drum sounds wider than usual, this is a great technique. The downside is that you're kind of like losing a lot of the focus within the center of the kit. So again, if you remember, the goal is to record a drum kit as a whole. Therefore, we have to figure it out a way of how we can gain a lot of the center piece of the kit. Now, one more important thing to remember. When you mic overheads are called overheads because they need to be above the head. If you start placing microphone too close to the cymbals, they're going to become proximity microphone or spot microphone for cymbal, and they won't be able to capture the intensity of the blast of air that the drums are going to be outputting. Therefore, every time you work with overhead, make sure they are above the head. As a general rule of thumb, 4 feet from the center of the drum will give you a very good balance between the overall drum kit, good sound pressure level of the close part of the kit, and as well let you pick up a little bit more of the room. Now, along with this techniques, I'm using as well another technique called Glyn Jones, and the Glyn Jones involves literally 2 microphones. We have a mono Royer R121 ribbon microphone, which is pointing straight at the center of the snare drum. And what we did, we measure the same distance from the center of the drums to right above the right shoulder of the drums with a larger diaphragm condenser microphone in cardioid pattern. So these 2 microphones technically by themselves pan at hard left and hard right, having the fact that they are going to be perceiving the same rarefaction and compression because they're equidistant from the kit, something else that we did with the rest of the microphones, are going to produce a very interesting sound of our drums. Let alone, if I don't want to use a Glyn Jones, over here I have a perfect mono microphone that could help me a little bit more restructuring the stereo panorama if I decided to go with the spaced pair with the 2 Royer left and right plus a mono.